The views expressed on the Lake Talk 801 podcast are those of the panelists, guests, and any of the hosts, and do not reflect any of the management, sponsors, or anyone involved. Enjoy the show.
You are now tuned to the Lake Talk 801.
What it do? It's your boys from the Lake Talk 801 podcast, where we shine light on local artists and entrepreneurs. Right next to me, we got Babyface Fonzie.
What's up?
And myself, G Daddy Funk. I almost called you Ruby.
Oh,
the
for
real
real?
Ruby.
Who's that?
Damn, that's his
What,
his sound
effect?
too. Yep.
Yeah, that is his sound effect.
Shout out to Ruben, the real Ruby. We miss you, man.
You're about to have a baby, huh? He's about to have a baby?
I don't know if he announced it yet.
Oh, he didn't?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Like to the world.
I think he did.
To
Last time
his
he
friends and all
was
that?
here, the last time he was here, he kind of announced that he was going to have a baby.
Are you sure?
I think so. And if I'm wrong, then, I mean, surprise.
He's gonna jump your ass.
Nah, he ain't going to jump me, but.
We recently came back from, not recently, but we came back from Vegas.
Correct.
We
Yes.
worked EDC.
Yes.
It was a great experience, a
Yes, it
different
was.
experience.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. How did you feel about that?
When we had Concrete and Duno, I thought it was really hot, and you kind of argued with me on that. You're like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I thought it was hot.
I think there was one day out of the 3 days we worked, 4 days that we worked, that was really hot, but the rest of them were bearable. Like it felt like it was in the 90s.
It was hot, bro. 90s is hot.
Yeah, but
Especially when you're working under the
but
sun.
Nah, it wasn't that hot.
Ah, shit. I don't know what the hell. Okay, I guess
It wasn't that hot.
I guess my dark complexion, I guess it kind of makes me a little bit hotter, I guess, I think, or because you're light-skinned, I guess, and you
Am
feel
I?
like you're lighter than me.
Yeah, you're dark. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
It was hot, bro.
Yeah, well, I guess it was. It was okay for me. I didn't mind it. I was able to work fine and everything.
Mm-hmm.
There was that one day where I was just standing there and I was just sweating for no reason.
Yeah.
That's the only day that I feel like was really hot. Cause we were just literally standing there and it was just like.
But even
running
at
down.
night, it was hot.
It was warm.
Okay, whatever. If we're not, I want to fight you right now,
bro, I
bro.
don't
I want
know
to
if
fight
I-
you right now, but
Nah, I messed up my legs, so I can't fight.
you missed
Nah, I'm
me.
just playing. Nah, but so yeah, we were at EDC.
Yes.
And then we came back and we had Concrete.
Yes,
Shout
we
out
did.
to Concrete.
Shout out to
Duno.
Concrete.
We recorded an episode, but it didn't work out,
Yeah.
and we kind of cleared some stuff that happened on the podcast when we had Duno and Concrete.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that a little bit later. But shout out to them.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, man. Yeah. Other than that, are you ready to kick it off?
Yeah. You want me to kick it off, or do you want to kick it off?
Kick it off. Let's do it.
All right, man. Today's guest, man, we are just going to jump straight to it. We have Coach Milo in the house, man.
This one right here.
That one.
There it is.
Coach
How's it
Milo,
going?
what's up?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
Hey,
Thank you
don't
for
get
coming.
Don't get nervous on us now, man. This is your house, bro. This is your house. Kick your legs up and let's just chop it up, man. But how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, man.
Yeah?
How are you guys doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Hanging in there, man. It's been a rough week, but we fought through it.
Do you feel it's hot out here in Salt Lake right now?
So tell you what, a few days ago, our AC went out.
Oh, shit.
So in our house, man, it gone up to like 84. And it just got fixed. So
Nice.
it's feeling good. But yeah, it's feeling a little hot out here. It's
Yeah.
high 90s. That's why we haven't took the kids out to run.
okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
But so it is hot. So you consider 90s as hot? Would you you not?
I'd say high 90s.
High 90s.
It's high 90s out here. It's not no, it's 90s.
but it's 90s is still hot, right?
90s is hot. But,
Yeah?
the high 90s, you can feel that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Well, what do you think it was then? If you're saying it like that, because you're trying to.
You're trying to downplay it. I don't.
Nah, I'm not trying to downplay. Would you be able to run at that
With that heat,
with that
type of
temperature?
Yeah.
Work?
I run in the
Yeah,
heat.
see?
in 90-degree weather heat, like straight up, you would run,
Yeah.
but not the kids.
Not the kids.
Okay.
I think it's different for them, right? Because they need to be hydrated and they don't know when to kind of.
Yeah,
Drink
and they're
water and all
just
that.
developing, so.
That's what's
Yeah.
up. All right. Well, we'll take this to the gym, me and you.
Yeah,
and
all
then,
right, let's do it.
but what's up with you, Coach Milo? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, man? Are you originally from Utah?
I'm not. I'm from California,
Okay. What part?
Sacramento.
Okay.
Nice.
And how was that out there, man?
So we moved out here to Utah actually when I was 10. So about 20 years ago, I just turned 30. Most of my family lives out in Sacramento and in Mexico, and
What part of Mexico? Sorry.
like Guadalajara,
Okay.
Nayarit, on that area.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Nice.
yeah.
What made you guys move to Utah?
So I don't know if you guys knew, but my dad builds ski lifts.
Oh,
So he got a better offer over here, opportunity over here. So he's the manager for the ski lifts. He does-
Out like in
Out
in
here.
Mountains Plus? Okay.
Yeah, they do them out here. They do them Colorado.
Oh, okay.
We just went to Mexico City in September. My wife's actually born in Mexico City.
Okay.
We want to go visit her grandparents, and they got these lifts where you can go and see the whole city.
For
So
real?
so we went in the morning and then we went at night, and man,
It's
Mexico
nice?
City.
Nah.
It's a little different, but
Okay.
but when you're going through, it's
Yeah,
nice, man.
yeah.
It's beautiful,
So are we talking about like lifts? When you say lifts, like these are the ones that you sit down and it kind of takes you on like on a zip line,
Yeah,
right?
like the ski lifts, right?
Yeah,
Is
the
that what
ski
you-
lifts, yeah.
yeah.
So you're sitting down, so it's open, or is it like an enclosed?
So they do like bubbles.
Okay.
Where like people can go in there and just, I mean, they don't have to go skiing or anything.
Yeah.
They make those also.
That's scary to me. Like, like they were just saying that they at Lagoon, didn't they close that ride down, or like the little ski lift thing that it takes you
But
across?
it's because somebody tried to, I think, jump off.
Jump
or,
off. No,
yeah,
they did
were
jump
hanging
off.
Oh, they did? Oh,
Yeah, they
okay.
were hanging. And they felt.
Yeah.
Did they?
But those are a little different. Those, it's just a bar.
Yeah.
I mean, you could easily just jump out. The other ones are enclosed.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So yeah, that I think that would feel a little bit safer doing that, man.
Yeah. Hey, I'm same with heights.
Oh, you don't like heights?
I don't like heights, but
Okay.
tell you what, 3 years ago, I jumped out of a plane
Oh.
in San Diego.
How did that feel? How was that, like that experience?
It feels like you're flying, like you're just flying in the air. I don't know.
Like Superman?
Like
So
Superman.
now you know how Superman feels flying in the
Yeah.
air? I gotta try it, bro.
Hell no.
I gotta try it.
What made you want to do that? Or like,
So about 3.5 years ago, and this is actually how I started up my boxing gym.
Okay.
Dioram. It was during the COVID time, and that's when like I said, I did my homework. I was listening to you guys, and that's cool that you guys pulled it through the COVID time, because a lot of people had a really hard time, and a lot of that was also portrayed on the news, how the economy, this and that, and I understand too. Like I understand. At the time I was working at Vasa, I was the trainer there for 4 years, and one of the general managers, he gave me an opportunity to do summer sales, and I was like, summer sales, like this and that. But he said in San Diego. So my wife and I, we got married a few years before we went. It was 2019, and we ended up going in 2020, and we visited San Diego for a honeymoon, and we loved it. So when he told San Diego summer sales, I was like, yeah.
let's do it. Yeah.
So, and it ended up working out, because right as I was gonna quit Vasa, then the shutdown happened and all that, and then we just moved to San Diego, did summer sales I was there for probably 5 months.
What summer sales?
Summer sales. So what I did, I work for shout out Mission Pest Control. I was just going around selling pest control.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got a lot of bugs and all that out there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful though, man.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been out there?
Yeah, San Diego.
Oh
Yeah,
man, it's
it is.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It is.
We're from Los Angeles, so it's like what, like 2 hours, an hour away from LA. So
Right.
from where we're from, so yeah, definitely San Diego is beautiful.
beautiful.
We like traveling out there for sure. So, so you were out there and you did that for 5 months.
Yeah, and because I was a rookie, I only did it for a summer, right? But because I was the top
Salesman?
one of the top salesmen for the rookies,
damn.
because they had certain goals for us.
Right.
The what's it called? If you get a certain amount of sales, then you get to go to a nice dinner. I think we went to Roost Chris, and then jump out of a plane.
Damn.
So I didn't want to do it. I told him straight up, I'm not doing this. But my boss at the time, man, he convinced me.
He sold you on it.
He sold me, man. He sold me. But I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
I just feel breaking through that barrier helped me break through other barriers.
Why did you what were these barriers stopping you from? I mean, of course, jumping off a plane, but what were they stopping you from doing what else?
I guess I just would say anything I'm trying to accomplish. A lot of times I'm not scared because I'm gonna fail. I'm actually scared because I'm gonna succeed. Because what it's like to be successful, it's kind of a little different for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you think jumping off the plane kind of opened that door for you to be in that? Okay.
As crazy as it sounds, yes.
No, I mean that is a big leap right there, man. I mean, me thinking being up in the air with the door open, looking at the ground, like what were you feeling?
Oh, it was beautiful, man. San Diego, you see the ocean. I would do it again. My wife, I know she would do it again. It's just different. We have kids. So after that, we ended up having 3 kids, back to back to back, right? And but I believe if we were to go to a place maybe like Hawaii, jump out of a plane. Yeah.
Wait, so you wouldn't do it out here in Utah?
Nah.
What? Why is that?
I don't know, man. I like the ocean. I love the ocean, and I think the scenery of like jumping out and seeing the island and then the ocean. I don't know. I just.
I get it. But the ocean is creepy, man. You don't know exactly what's in there.
Oh, I feel you, but
you still love it. That's your thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
So you moved from Sacramento out to Utah. How was how old were you again?
I was 10.
10 years old. How was your experience when you first moved out here?
It was a little different. I actually lived in Herriman, and now Herriman's, man, it's so populated. Well, you guys know, passing the gym, and it was different at the time. I would say I was one of the, I don't mean to sound this in a bad way, but I was one of the only Mexican kids,
Yeah.
So it was a little different experience because you go to, Sacramento is very diverse.
Yep.
But ironically, our gym is very diverse.
Yep.
So it kind of like brings me back to
that
home,
environment.
to home, to the environment. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
What year was that you moved here to Utah?
2004.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean,
a year after we moved.
A year before.
I
I didn't know. I thought Herriman was pretty new when we moved here.
Herriman was pretty new. It was flat. There was like
It was
not very much houses. No.
Dang.
Damn. Yeah. That's.
And now it's
huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Man, that's interesting.
So school was good out there. I mean, it wasn't bad for you.
It wasn't bad. I'd fight a lot.
You did.
Really?
I fought a lot growing up. I fought a lot in Sacramento, and then I fought a lot over here. Just
why?
a lot of racism.
Out there in Sacramento too?
No, in Herriman.
In Herriman.
But anytime I go back to Sacramento, I mean, a lot of my family's involved in gangs and all that, and they see somebody they don't like.
It's on site.
It's on, yeah.
Yeah.
So did you grow up learning or knowing boxing, or did you get into it after?
So what's crazy is every grade, even until high school, and then even after high school, 1920, every year, man, I always got in a street fight. I was always fighting. My dad, so when I was 10, he bought me a heavy bag, a speed bag, and a double end bag, all in one. Put it in the basement, and I never used it. Only when I knew I was gonna go get in a street fight. I prepare my knuckles, I get ready, and then I just go fight. But I never used it. Growing up, we watched a lot of boxing, and I never did, man. I started boxing when I was 20.
Dang.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Dang. You said there was a lot of racism, and that's why you fought out here.
Yeah.
What type of racism did you experience? Like, I mean, was it verbal? Was it just really bullying, or what was it?
Little bit of both, and then also, and I don't mean to sound this in a bad way.
Yeah.
So I grew up Catholic, so I'd always wear like like the rosaries and all that. And to tell you the truth, I remember one time, man, they sent me to detention for having that. Like apparently I couldn't. So my mom came in, man. My mom cussed them all out. Yeah, and they suspended me too. It was crazy.
Wow.
And man, my mom, man, I love my mom. I appreciate her. She also works with us at the gym, and yeah, she went in and let them know
guns
what's on her
blazing,
mind, and that really helped me because that's how I process things growing up. You know what I mean? I wasn't afraid to speak up or anything.
Like you shouldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't be, bro. Man, so was because I know your dad boxes too, or he's into boxing. He's a coach. right? Did he box? Was he teaching you at that time or?
No, so to tell you the truth, me and my dad, we didn't get along from I was 10 to 20. My dad's 20 years older. So from his 30s, 40s, man, it was just different, man. It was just different. He drank a lot. Drank a lot, man. He was big. He was really heavy, and it wasn't good growing up.
Got you.
Me and him, we didn't get along much. So
Okay. Would you say you were a hothead growing up, or were you? It's just the situations that came up that you started fighting.
I'd say a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you overcome that?
So
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No,
So when I was 20, I got out of jail my second time. And then that's when my brother-in-law told me about a boxing gym. And he told me about the Fulmer's boxing gym. And then when I went in there, I met Jay Fulmer at the time. God rest his soul. And my first day, and I don't ever hear this story from any other gym or anybody that's ever boxed. That's crazy. He said, hey, Tiger, you look like you can fight. You get in the ring and spar. And I did, man. And I sparred one of my really good sparring partners and later friend. And he was only 123 pounds. I went in at 185, but I was a lot of drinking, a lot of smoking. I'd smoked cigarettes too at the time. And I remember I cold turkeyed it because I smoked in my senior year, 1920, so about 2.5, 3 years. And then, like I said, when I got out of jail, man, my mom kind of gave up on me. So life was a little different because, I didn't get along with my dad. Now I kind of lost my mom, and I got kicked out of the house. So I needed that time to kind of grow up. And yeah, I went into the boxing gym, man, and I got beat up. I lasted 3 minutes, one round, and that was it. I was wearing a big old white tee, big old baggy shorts, and my whole shirt was all bloody. Damn. I remember going to my mom's, and she's like, "What are you doing now? You're still fighting this and that?" I was like, "Mom, I just went to a boxing gym. I think that this is what I'm gonna do." And she, at the time, she wasn't very supportive because she kind of knew how it was. Yeah. But that night, my brother-in-law also gave me a book, and I've never read a full book. I know it sounds embarrassing, but I graduated actually with a 1.5 GPA. I barely graduated, and I barely walked. Wow. And I walked because, man, the officer at the time at Herriman, man, he really helped me out. I remember I got caught for having weed in my bag, and I wasn't gonna graduate, and I was gonna walk. And one thing that my mom told me at the time is like, I don't care whatever you do, but I want to see you graduate and walk. And she was crying to me at the time, and I was like, I was barely gonna graduate. I wasn't even supposed to graduate, and then I did a bunch of stuff to get my grades up, right? To barely graduate it, and then I ended up walking because of my school cop at the time. Shout out to him, and
hold on.
Yeah,
shout out to him. Yeah. Shout out to him,
Officer Scott. So
Officer Scott. Okay. Now, man, you said a lot, and yeah. I want to like nitpick. Yeah, whatever. Anyways,
no, say it.
So. Okay, so you said you got arrested. You were locked up. Did I hear that correct?
Yeah, I went to jail.
Okay. What for? What'd you do?
It was just fighting, obviously, and drinking underage.
Oh, so they caught you and stuff drinking, and they took you to jail.
Yeah. So the second time, this is crazy too. The officers that detained me, they were asking me questions, and one of the questions they asked was if I was a U.S. citizen. And man, I got up and I went to go headbutt them. Both the cops carried me out. They literally carried me out, threw me in the car as we were going, and they were gonna put me in jail. Right before the door, they put me to the side, smacked my head into the wall, and they said, "Hey, whatever we say, like, you're not gonna say anything, this and that." Anyways, we go in. I'm in cuffs. Then they're gonna, untie me, uncuff me. Yeah. And they put me against the wall, and they're like, "Hey, like, don't do anything stupid, this and that." Right when they cuff me, boom, I hit the wall, and I turn around and run at them, and then they grab me, and they go put me in the drunk tank. And I remember this guy's across from me, and he's talking smack, and I was like, I guess I'm going to have to fight here. You know what I mean? And then we're going to go fight in the middle, and then the cops run in. They stop us, and then they go put me to the side, and yeah.
Damn, my
and
guy.
So a lot's going on in my mind, and like I said, once I do get out, I tell my mom, and she said, yeah, like, I'm done with you, this and that. And it was hard. It was a really hard week, and then my brother-in-law, like I said, he's the one that told me about the boxing gym. So I go to Fulmer's, I spar, I love it. I think this is going to change my life.
Yeah.
And then that night, I read Think and Grow Rich. I read a chapter, and
Is that
wow,
Napoleon, right? Napoleon Hill. Yeah.
That's right, and it just changed my life.
Yeah.
I read that book. I've read that book 3 times now,
Nice.
and wow,
Do you get like different views from that book every time you read it?
that's right.
Okay.
And sometimes I go back and I go through the highlighted. I actually highlighted in there
Okay.
a lot of parts,
Damn, bro.
important parts.
That's interesting, man. You know, you never know people's background, right? Like, and I think it's good to know, you know, the vulnerabilities of yourself sometimes, of other people, because you kind of could apply it to yourself and grow from it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of kids that don't, that, you know, you try to tell them, hey, bro, you got to learn from other people's mistakes, and they don't do that. Are you passing that forward? You know what I'm saying? Now, I know that now you open a gym and stuff, a boxing gym, of course, but before you open the boxing gym, were you passing it forward, trying to help the youth? How were you doing so, if so?
Yeah, that's right. I was passing it forward. So then I started boxing, and I just started, you know, cutting the weight. My dad was actually like, hey, you know, what are you doing? Like, you're taking this boxing thing serious? And I said, yeah. And I was like, you know, hey, can I go watch you train? I was like, yeah. And I was kind of, you know, it was kind of different. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
He's watching me train. He's like, okay. And then I fight once, and then I fight my second time. I actually lost my first 2 fights, and I actually wanted to quit. A lot of other gyms were like, hey, just come fight with us, this and that. And my dad said, no, like, Nick Butterfield, Ted Gurley, those guys are your coaches. Those guys are gonna get you right. And to be fair, my first 2 fights, I believe I won. And the first one, they actually booed the kid. The kid never fought again. I feel really bad. And the second one, same thing, they booed. But then I got my rematch, and
You got him.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, any time I've ever if I've lost somebody in a rematch, I make it very clear. So,
Yeah, I want my handles back. Yeah.
you know, and but yeah, and then after that, my dad started coming 2 times a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, and then my coach Nick Butterfield was like, hey, your dad, you know, he loves a lot of boxing. I was like, yeah, we always grew up watching fights. We grew up watching boxing, you know.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think I want him to coach. What do you think about that? I was like, yeah, if you feel sure. And he's not a guy that wants to just bring in coaches and let him coach. So that was really
That was rare.
That was rare at the time, you know. And moving forward. And then my dad started coaching once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. And
How was that? Because I know, like, I don't know, parents coaching their kids is kind of tough on both sides, right? Like, the kid's like, man, like, I'm trying to, it's harder to coach your own kid, right?
Like, for example, how Dre says that every time he screams at Tavian, like, hey, you got to do this. Tavian kind of like, oh, man, like, you know.
Like, leave me alone.
He seems down. Yeah, like, leave me alone. But then, like, when someone else coaches him, it's like, okay, he listens.
Like either yourself or your
Coach Dad.
yeah,
So
I noticed that a lot in the kids.
Yeah.
Honestly, with my dad, man, he let my coaches do their thing. He never got in between them.
Okay.
He just told me always respect them, keep listening to them. They're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And then I started winning a lot of fights. And then years passed. I think my 4th year boxing, my 3rd year competing, I was ranked number 6 in the nation.
Oh, wow.
I was 3-time Golden Glove state champ, 2-time Golden Gloves regional champ. Damn. So just staying, loyal. I'm big on loyalty, you know, and just staying loyal and just trusting the process, even though you go through hard things, but you don't quit.
Right.
You do not quit. That is one thing you do not do. You know, you quit, then you really give in to the bad, and then that starts rolling into something worse. And I feel like I have an addictive personality, and maybe a lot of people do too. So when I was doing bad things, I was going in all the way, you know, which led me to, you know, get in trouble, you know, and all that. So then I was like, no, like, if I can do the same thing but do good things, to answer your question, going back to it, I know we kind of went back.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
Then I can pass this on and give this to others. And there's a boy that went in there. He was 7 at the time. He'd always watch me jump rope, and then he'd be shadowboxing kind of next to me. And then with time, my coach was like, hey, that kid looks up to you, you know, start talking to him. Okay. And then I'd help him out. And it's Rowan Hubley. I know he's going to be happy with that I mentioned him. He's over at the Fulmers, and, you know, he's still going. He's what, 16, 17 now?
Oh, wow. So
he's grown.
At that time when
he was young at the time, and he's still going. He's still fighting. And that's just one, you know. And then with time, though, so this is what happened at the Fulmers. So when I was boxing, I didn't even know who Nick was. Probably my 4th month in the gym. He comes and he sees me spar. Hey, I like you. You know, what's your name? Oh, Milo. Oh, and then I was actually in his son's grade. So I knew his son. I went to school with him.
Yeah.
And I remember he told me he boxed. And then he took me over a picture and he says, "You remind me of this guy. This was one of my professional fighters, world champ, this and that, Armando Robles." And and I was like, oh, you know, I didn't really think of myself like that. Like, I'm over here trying to box to get out of trouble. I don't think about fighting. Like, I'm not here to fight. You know what I mean? I already fought. You know, I don't want to do this like that.
Yeah, professional.
But man, he just put something in my mind, and it really built into what I do now. So
he planted the seed.
He planted the seed.
Dang. Okay.
That's cool.
So you got inspired. You know, how did that seed how did it keep on growing? Like, who nourished the seed? Who kept on pushing you besides him?
Right. So at the time, there was like grown man at the gym, always just sparring and beating the shit out of everybody, right? Mm-hmm. And he didn't like that. He wanted to build a team because he showed me the team trophies. Armando was a part of this team. He showed me pictures and all that. And I was like, team trophy? I was like, oh, that'd be pretty cool, you know, but I didn't think of it much. He's like, I'm going to work you, and you're going to beat the shit out of these guys, and you're going to get them out the gym. And I'm like, me? Those guys always beat me up. Yeah, but you're tough. You know, you don't stop. You're going to keep going. I was like, all right. Then he started working me really good. And then before you know it, man, I beat the shit out of these guys. And they never came back. There was probably like good 4 or 5 of them. They never came back. And then he's like, all right, Milo, you're the guy at this gym now. We're going to build a team. And I said, well, a team? I thought boxing is just by yourself, you know. And then he's like, no, we're going to build a team. That's what's going to make you better, by making others better. So there you go with
passing it forward.
Yeah. Then them guys started coming in the gym. Then we started building around them. Then I worked with them sparring. Then they started beating me up. Then I'd beat them up. Then we go back and forth. But everyone's getting better.
Yeah.
And before you know it, we won the team trophy twice. And I carried it at the state Golden Gloves. And I brought everybody in. And I looked at him, and he had the biggest smile. Nick doesn't smile much. but my coach don't smile much. But, man, he had one of the biggest smiles. And I was like, damn, like I feel like I did something here. You know what I mean? Right. And I didn't do it by myself. And even where I'm at today, I did not do this by myself. I had a team around me, and
what is that saying? If you want to go far, go by yourself, or if you want to go long distance, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, go with a team. Yeah, is that how that saying goes?
I don't know.
Damn it!
It's along those lines. Yeah.
Anyways, I always forget. Anyway, so regardless, so like that's crazy. You build your team. You know what?
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
I don't want to interrupt you.
You interrupted me already. Go ahead.
All right, cool. Did you at any part of that at that time you were gonna hold on, my bad. When you were going to through this whole boxing experience, starting off, did you want to quit and be like, man, like even before losing those fights, like were you like trying to go back into the drinking and partying and all that? Were you struggling with that still?
I was.
Okay.
I'd say, I mean, you know, when I hit 21, let me tell you a funny story. When I hit 21, I love Buffalo Wild Wings, man. After the fights, we go to Buffalo Wild Wings. But when I was 21, man, I went in there. I had my first legal beer. It was cool. You know, I already drinking since I was like 13. I remember going to Mexico, and when I was 12, I bought alcohol for this one guy in Mexico, and I was like, wait, I can just go buy it? And then I started buying it, and then my friend, we stared drinking, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it kind of developed like at 12, 13, and it was really bad growing up. And oh man, where were we at?
Well, you were at Buffalo Wild Wings.
And Buffalo Wild Wings. So I had the beer, and then after that, man, I went to go spar. My coaches are just making fun of me, this and that. And then I was like, I don't know if I really want to continue doing this. And I had my homies always hit me up for parties. Because I was the one obviously with the car and everybody, and I knew everybody. So what I would do is I would wear myself out. I would train 2-3 times a day, especially on Fridays and Saturdays.
Right. And
I'd be so tired, so I literally had to make excuses that I couldn't go out. And that's where kind of the habit started building. And then I'd say, yeah, probably 22, 23, a lot of things changed. And then from there I was like, all right, like,
you got to stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially you want to do something like boxing, because boxing is no joke. You got to take that. You got to take that serious.
Damn. Well, with your homies and all that, were they? What, like, are they still? Do you still hang out with them? Do you still talk to them, or was kind of like a thing where you guys just went your separate ways?
I Most of them went our separate ways,
Yeah.
but maybe they weren't my friends. You know, they weren't my homies. You know,
Yeah.
I talked to I probably talked to only 2, 3 of them.
Okay.
And that's literally about it. Now they got wives, they got kids. You know, so
They're on the same playing field as you in a sense when it
That's
comes
right.
to that.
And I have old peers reach out to me and congratulate me if where I'm at, this and that. And I've had that actually throughout the years from literally when I turned 20 to now.
Okay.
So, and I obviously I say thank you, this and that, but I just leave it at that.
Man, besides your kids and your family, congratulations, because I knew you barely had a kid, a newborn.
Yeah, my
right?
son.
Your son, congratulations, definitely. What keeps you going? What motivates you? Besides, I know you also said you had an addictive personality, but there has to be much more that fuels the engine. You know what I'm saying? And what is that? Do you know? Have you thought about it?
Just trying to keep it all together in this world, man.
Yeah.
That's really it. Just trying to keep it together. Know who I am. Don't take the pressures from the outside world. Let that take advantage of me, like I did in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot on myself, and I'm not saying that in a selfish way, but I know that me being good is gonna help everyone else. So that's why I train every day. That's why you see me with the black eye. I sparred last week, and I got a little elbow hit right here, and it came down, and but those things keep me going, man.
Hell yeah.
Who'd you box or what? What was
My students, yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh dang.
We well, I shouldn't say we, but I went 18 rounds with them, man. There was 5 of them that day, yeah.
And you just 18 rounds with all of them. I mean, 18 rounds.
18 2-minute rounds. Let me say that.
Okay.
So 36 minutes. So really, it's like 12 3-minute rounds. And then that's crazy because the next day I go run 6 miles, and I'm like, yeah. So I just train really hard, and I'm 30, man. I can still box, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want to show it. I just want to show that I'm the one that's also doing work. And my dad, man, he's 50. He's in shape.
Yeah.
Is he?
My dad's in shape.
Yeah. Have you guys sparred?
Well, yeah.
We have in the past.
Okay. Not anymore though.
No, we have in the past. I remember he had me against the ropes, and I'm just thinking, I can counter him right now, but I like this old man, and I was like, hey, I forgive him for everything, and
Yeah.
I was like, all right, whatever. I didn't hit him like that. So.
Okay.
That's cool, bro. That's what's up, man. I wanna get in the gym. I mean, in the boxing gym with my dad now too. My dad went, as a matter of fact, to the gym. He went to go see.
He went a couple times.
Yeah, Adrian
Yeah.
Keller. He
Yeah,
liked
yeah.
it. So, anyways, but that's crazy, bro. What was the most challenging, or who was the most challenging, or boxing experience you've ever had, if you had one that you almost felt like quitting?
So I fought at the 2017, 2018 national USA boxing event. It was actually in Salt Lake. At the time, I fought the #1 guy in the nation, and he went on to the Olympics, and now he's professional, and I lost, and I feel like I gave him the best fight of the tournament. Those other guys, they didn't want to. They were too scared of him, and I felt, after that, like, I don't know, man. I kind of went back to drinking, just eating a lot of food, this and that, and I probably gained a good, 15 pounds in like a week.
Damn.
And I remember I had an Xbox One at the time, and I was playing video games, and I didn't go training that day, and I was like, man, what am I doing? I take it, I go sell it to GameStop for $60. I didn't even care how much it was. I was like, take this, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need this. And then after that, I was working at Boss at the time, and one of the trainers, Esteban, and he actually trains with us now.
Yeah.
I hired him over.
Oh, damn.
He was my strength conditioning coach. But one day he saw me, and he's like, Milo, like, what's going on, man? Like, you don't look, too good, this and that. I was like, no, I'm good, this and that. No, you know what? Come with me. We're gonna do a training session, right? A free 30-minute training session. Oh, he works me, man, and I actually throw up at the end, man, and my face is white. I'm pale white, and then I had a hard time. I always made weight, but I always didn't. I always kind of had a hard time about 8, 9, 10 pounds.
Okay.
And man, when I started training with him, I feel like that changed my life. That changed my life as a trainer because of how I was able to train a lot of people because of him, the energy that he had. And then just the shape I got in, man. Just the shape. And I was stronger, more conditioned than all my opponents. And I was just a lot of confidence, you know.
Yeah.
And then from there, I was like, no, like this is not going to happen again. And I just remained, you know.
Stuck with it.
I just stuck with it. And
So that kind of disciplined you, that kind of motivated you to be disciplined and stick with whatever you were doing, to be
Right.
conditioned, to be.
yeah, I would have like little fallouts probably about 3-4 times out of the year. It wasn't very much,
Yeah.
you know, but sometimes you have your little fallouts and then you got to get back. And then that's why you have your coaches, my dad, my mom, you know, my family, you know, getting me back. And I feel like he was an important piece at the time, you know. So that's why I brought him onto the gym. I said, hey, man, you're one of the best trainers I know, if not the best. Come train at our gym. And he's there training. So
Yeah.
Nice.
That's tight.
yeah,
That's cool.
shout out to Esteban.
Shout out, yeah. Do you have any siblings?
I have one sister.
Okay, does she box or no?
No, but growing up, she was
Yeah, she
fighting,
used to fight
man.
you?
She fight me, but she was fighting, man.
Oh, for real?
Oh, okay.
I remember one time, man, this girl was bullying her. Same thing, racism and just saying this and that. And she didn't want to fight her, you know. And my mom's like, hey, you know, go tell the principal this and that. And she did. They didn't do nothing. Instead, she got in trouble. It was really weird. And they thought that she was lying, this and that. So my mom pulls up. Is that the girl? Okay, get out. She gets out. She runs down the hill and beats the shit out of her, bro. She beats it was bad. Bloody note, like it was bad, bro. She just boom, boom.
Did she get in trouble? Did
Oh yeah, she got expelled.
Oh, for real?
shit.
Yeah, it was bad.
Damn.
And I was like,
Go. You were like, what? I'm sorry.
oh no, I just like, yeah, that's my sister. Like it's just sometimes, you know, what is the saying about don't take my kindness for weakness.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like that. And you know, me and my family we're very chill, but we know who we are. We have a little temper. We have a little,
Yeah.
you know, and I feel like there's a lot of people like that. You know, a lot of quiet people. They don't say much. And I don't know, man. Sometimes people want to piss them off. They want to, what is it called? The chart, the fuck around and find out.
Oh, yeah.
They want to.
That's true.
So,
bro. Yeah.
you know, so she had to do what she had to do, but
They always say it's the quiet ones that you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Because if you piss them off, they become loud, man, and aggressive. So, but you know, like I understand that, man. Going back to the racism, you know what I'm saying? Because for me, Utah, I really haven't experienced racism like a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And you probably did because you were around kids, right? Was it mainly kids that were kind of being racist, or was it adults that were being racist towards you, besides the cops, of course?
it was a little bit of both.
Okay.
But I would say, honestly, once I hit high school,
Yeah.
then one of my best friends, and he's still one of my best friends at the time, he was from West Valley, but he got expelled and he had to come down to Herriman. And man, when I started hanging out with him, I was going to all the parties from West Valley all the way up to Rose Park.
Oh, wow.
And then that's where I was from 17, 18 up to like 20, 21.
Okay.
And that's where I got a lot of trouble, but it was good. You know, I feel like, oh, there's other people that are like me, you know,
Yeah.
that have also came from California, this and that, you know, and but even then we'd go visit California all the time, go visit the family in Sacramento, and then even there, man, I was fighting too, you know, and I was fighting people that look just like me,
Yeah.
you know.
That's
so
the crazy part, huh?
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like everywhere I go, this is what I have to do,
Yeah.
you know.
Deal with. Yeah, that is crazy because you know you're fighting your own people and it's like, damn, what the fuck? Like I have to worry about these people over here, but then I come over here and I have to worry about my own people. It's like it kind of
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
But at this time you're already boxing, you're already knowing, you know, your ability to beat motherfuckers up, you know. So you weren't scared, like you said, you were confident.
I was confident. I've never been in a street fight once I started boxing. I've been close, but I've always found a way to talk myself out of it and just be confident. Like, okay, if you want to fight me, like, just know it's gonna happen, and they
They backed away.
They don't fight. I remember pushing these two kids were gonna jump me. I remember pushing them and letting them know like, hey, come on, who's first? And they didn't fight me.
Damn.
And in my head, I'm like, damn, I'm pushing them, and right now they're about to swing, you know. But I just stand on my word, and they didn't do nothing. And I was like, man, maybe I don't have to fight anymore. Like I can just, you know.
Yeah, be cordial and talk like a mature person. That's smart, man. Shit, because if you could avoid a fight, of course.
Avoid a fight, yeah.
I mean,
especially now, you know, I got a wife, kids, and I got a family that I need to take care of, and
most of that.
And I got a lot of kids that look up to me. I got teenagers that look up to me, adults that look up to me, you know, and yeah, I don't have time for that.
I look up to you because I'm short, man, and
you're about my height.
yeah, that shit. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Well,
but yeah,
it wasn't a real question anyway.
Nah, it was. It was a good one, man.
Nah. So okay. So what? When did you start? When did you open your gym, and what exactly motivated you? Because you opened it like a year ago or this year?
Well, the commercial space. So about, like I said, I went to San Diego. I actually went to San Diego. I was supposed to go in with these guys and on a boxing gym. Mm-hmm. So at the time, I needed about 10 grand to start the gym, and I hit my goal. Not of the 10 grand, but just my goal in general of going to summer sales. And I was like, oh, I have the money, you know, this and that, but it didn't work out. So then my wife's like, why don't you just do your own thing? You've always wanted to start a gym. But in my mind, this is crazy too. I'm going to go back a little bit.
Yeah.
When I was 23, that's when I became a personal trainer. I had a dream that I build a gym, and I can still picture it, you know, big building, and there's just a bunch of lightning going on behind the back. And that's funny because the lightning is like kind of like our symbol, right? Yeah. And then literally, I've seen my wife before at the fights because their three brothers fight, so I've always seen her. But I feel like she don't really. There's no really resemblance because she's a little bit more light skinned, or a lot more light skinned, and they're a lot more browner.
All right.
So every time I'd see them together, I'd always think, oh, maybe they're dating, this and that. But I was, you know, siblings. Yeah. So I'd always see her at the fights. I actually made a Milo combo. It was after her. I remember fighting this kid that came down from LA. They wanted this kid to fight me because they thought he could beat me, and I beat him. And yeah, one of the coaches, he had beef with me, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna say names. But I did the double jab too, and then I remember through a hook, I blocked upper hook too, and I rolled under. And I remember we tied up, and I looked and I winked at her, and that's how I made the Milo combo for a lot of those that don't know. Hey, let's go. So a week later, she actually added me on Facebook.
Hey.
So I was like, all right, this is meant to be, you know. And I started talking to her, and she was the first person I told about the dream. And I told her I want to be a trainer, and she told me a lot of positive things. You know, go for it. I believe you can accomplish anything. This and that, and I just really believed it. So then moving forward, at that time, she's like, you always want to build a gym. And I always told her my goal was to build a gym at 45.
Yeah.
And I built my gym at 29.
Damn.
You know? And now I have a new goal for what's in mind for Diorum for the next 15 years when I am 45. I do have a plan for that. It's crazy how it sounds.
Yeah.
But I really believe it. You know, like I said, think, grow rich. My family, I believe in this. And I know I'm going to accomplish this and do this. So anyways, when we get back from summer sales, then I'm thinking about a name, and my three best friends, like I was telling you about, we had a meeting. We were gonna make a clothing brand, and it was gonna be called Diorum. Okay. You know, and we have this 2-hour meeting. We have all these designs for the name, this and that, and all these clothing. Then we have a party after, and then a week later, one of my two friends, they get caught with coke, and one of them, man, he gets deported. He gets deported back to Mexico, and so things kind of fell out. I didn't talk to my other friends as much. I still keep in contact with all three of them. And then I'm thinking of a name, and I call my friend. I'm like, hey, I want to make this gym, but I want to use his name. What do you think? He's like, bro, use it. Like, we were never gonna use it because this and this happened. So I think everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And I went with the name, and then I had the brand and how I'm going to, make boxing gloves, hand wraps, shoes, mouthpiece, merch, just everything, and then custom bags and all that. And I still have this vision for what it's going to be later on.
Right.
And that's just how I started. So I started renting it out, 400 square foot space out of this one gym. It's called Leone Built. And the owner actually trains with us now too.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah.
That's tight.
So
That's
I think
cool.
he's gonna be training your daughter for.
Oh, is that him?
He's gonna be training Sophia. Yeah.
Sophia. Oh,
So
okay.
he's an amazing trainer. He's actually a basketball coach too, and his daughters. He has 4 daughters. They all
Yeah.
play basketball.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he has a lot of experience. He's an amazing trainer, you know. And anyways, 4 months go by. The only thing that sucks is he tells me, "Hey, man, the gym's gonna close down." He had a little fallout with the landlord, this and that. So closed the gym down. I went to a park, and we still maintained. And then we were thinking about getting a building. I signed on Monday. Everything was supposed to be good. Boom, a week goes by, and then they want all this and that. And I said, you know what? Forget. I'm like, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And then the funny thing is, we literally moved into a house that we made the garage into a gym right down the street from there. I pass by there every day, every single day. And I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God I was never in that building, you know. And so we were at the garage for 2 years.
Yeah.
And in between, probably a year and a half, I get this other spot that's right next to that building, but on the other side that I pass through every single day now. And that place, man, I was going to be paying $5,000 rent, this and that. I signed and everything. The next day I'm supposed to give the guy the money. He did say another gym's coming in, but my offer is going to be stronger, this and that. I'm like, okay, he's a real estate agent. And I know he wants to get paid too. I said, okay, you know. That day in the morning, I'm training a fitness group, a group of 4 ladies. And I get an email from this place that I originally was trying to get in Bluffdale.
Okay.
Okay, so get this. Before all these places I'm looking at, I look at this one place and I say, this is going to be the spot. You know, right when you pull in those white buildings?
Yeah.
Do you see the mortuary that's on that left side,
yeah.
the big white building?
Yep.
We were supposed to get that corner. Same thing. I signed in everything. They agree. That was the first one they ever agreed, right? But because there was a mortuary next door and because they hold funerals, we go and have a meeting with them for 20 minutes. Out of respect, I shake their hand. I say, you know what? I'm not going to build a gym here next to you guys, you know? Oh. And I was a little bummed out because I was like, this is going to be the perfect spot. This place is going to blow up one day. Going back to that, the building on this side,
On the other side.
they email me in the morning. I'm like, no way. We put an offer in. That place is actually almost $2,000 cheaper than the other place.
Wow.
And it's a brand new place and
Yeah.
it's nicer.
Yeah.
It's way nicer.
Yeah.
And he don't call me. He doesn't say nothing. The real estate agent. I'm talking to this guy that's helping me out, that's making my merch. A week goes by. Hey, what do you think? Should I call him this and that? No, don't call him. Wait till he calls you. What happened was he took the other people's offer. And every time I pass by, I see the gym. And I thank God again because I could have been paying
A lot more.
a lot
yeah.
more.
Damn.
And so we open up. We do our grand opening October 21st of last year. And time goes by and, man, we start getting packed.
Yeah.
You've seen those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
they start getting packed. So
Yeah.
it's time to expand. Then, boom, we go in and we expand about a month and a half ago. And now we're here.
We're here.
So-
How did that feel, like, going from that space to having to expand? How was the feeling? Were you like,
We have to expand. Like it's a must.
well, but like, were you excited or were you like, man, I can't believe this? Or how was that feeling?
I was thinking we have to expand, but now more people are going to come in. There's more success. So I'm kind of like, oh, man, we're more successful. But that's the thing, man. That's the fear that I have.
Yeah.
That's crazy because my thing's not being afraid to fail. My thing's being afraid to succeed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, there's going to be more people here, this and that. Like, and then I decided I'm going to hire the best trainers in Utah, the ones that I met throughout time. And now they're there and they're training away. So it's a good vibe, man. I just got back from the gym. My wife went, my 3 kids went, and man, everybody was training really hard, and man, the parents were there. You know, they're watching the sparring, and man, it was a vibe, man.
That's yeah.
It was a vibe.
Today's Thursday, right? So
Yeah.
you're sparring today.
Sparring.
You know, you talk about a lot about your outlook and how you're not afraid to fail but to succeed. Where did that train of thought or that process come from? Like, was it the Think and Grow Rich book that Was it that book that kind of gave you that mentality, or what was it?
I feel like I hit rock bottom at 20. I feel like I didn't know who I was until I started boxing. And I was doing a lot of things, quitting on myself, failing, this and that. So when I started succeeding, you start meeting like-minded people when you start succeeding. That's why I'm here with you guys, you know. And
Thank you. Appreciate that. Nah, for real.
I'm a little. I came in a little nervous, man, but you guys are cool, and you guys, made this really, really cool for me. So, when you start succeeding, you meet like-minded people, and I guess surrounding myself with like-minded people, I'm not used to it as much as I am. I know I have done it in the last 10 years, but before that, you got to think about it. That's 20 years of not having that, of quitting and failing and this and that. So,
dang, that kind of hit home, bro.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never seen it like that, because it's mostly like, damn, either I feel like I'm afraid to fail, but it's also when we're like something arises where we can succeed, we kind of go, damn, but then this could happen and this could happen, and it's more of being afraid to succeed, like what comes after. So yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way. I never thought about. I always think about like the negative side of it. Like, damn, what if this doesn't work?
I grew up too much around the negative that like I said, I'm extreme, man. I got to go all positive,
And that's dope. Like, how do you for someone that's negative, let's say a little kid that you're coaching, how do you switch that mental mind game, I guess, for them? Like, how do you help them switch that?
Asking questions. I feel everyone's different, so you got to kind of make it fun in a way. So, for example, I'm going to use Benny for example. Okay. Benny came in first day. He did not want to jump rope. He was not having it that day. Mm-hmm. You remember that day? Mm-hmm. He was not having it. He didn't even do, I think he might have done one, maybe. Yep. And he was not having it. And I said, Benny, like, I know it's hard. This is something new that you've never done before, but you're going to get it. You're going to do one, then you're going to do two, then you're going to do 5, then you're going to do 10, 50, 100. And it's just going to keep going. You're not going to add. You're going to actually multiply. Yeah. And that's another thing, too, about success is Nikola Tesla says this. If you understand the numbers 3, 6, and 9, you're going to understand the universe. You're going to basically like take over the universe. Yeah. And but that's the story for another day. But you guys can go check that out and see what I mean, All
right.
But yeah, when I feel like I planted the seed in his mind, but I was like, well, let's see how he's going to take it, And Iris messaged me the next day. Mm-hmm. He's in there. I think he might have been in the living room or something. He's jump roping. Yeah. And he's already done like 5, 10 in a row. I was like, no way. Yep. And he comes in. He's like, Milo, Coach Milo, watch me. He's just going. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, he just picked it up and kept going.
Yeah. And then and that led into sparring. He didn't like sparring. He didn't have the best sparring the first time. And I said, hey, that's okay. I didn't either, but if you don't quit and you keep going, you're going to see what you're going to accomplish. And he's what, 5'6"?
He's 5.
5?
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm like, I look back and I'm like, man, if I had this when I was 5, but that's how I can pass this on and help them, help others. And I feel like it speaks for itself. Yeah. We have these kids, man, that super successful. The kids that I've been working with for the last 3.5 years, now, they're working these jobs. Now they really want to, work and do something for themselves. They're still coming into the gym. They're balancing a lot of different things, telling me that they're getting up early, they're going to sleep late. And I'm like, wow, those are the kind of things that you need, So okay. I love what we're doing at the gym. I love, having my dad there. I think my dad's great. My dad is he's more hard on everybody. I think that's why they love him. Yeah. They love my dad. My dad's hard. My dad would slap kids. My dad would say whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not like that. I'll talk to him. I ask questions. I try to figure him out. I have my own thing, but that's what makes us great. Yeah. Because he has his style. I have my style. And my mom too. She's up there. She's doing her thing. And now we have Coach Jade. Same thing. She has her own style. The women of Durham. That's crazy because Iris trains with her. Yeah. I train Benny and. Yep. Drew's going to be training Sophia, when they get back from the vacation.
Nice. Man.
Real quick. So I messaged Iris, man. I was like, is Memo not gonna be there at the podcast? No, he is. He's just basically paid for a vacation for us, this and that. And I was like, wow, that's awesome, man. So hats off to you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, man. Yeah. I wanted to go, but I'm like, you know what? If I can't go, at least I'm gonna let them go and have fun and enjoy that. But yeah, definitely.
That's amazing.
And then when it comes to boxing, man, me and Fonzie were talking about sparring each other. Is that something we could do?
Let's do it.
Yeah?
You got to get registered. Let's do it.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. Okay.
How much is that, by the way?
I think for adults, it lasts for the whole year. I think it might be like $75.
Okay.
85.
Okay.
Just a one time.
Okay.
When it comes to the kids, have you had to deal with any anger issues with any kids?
Many times.
Yeah.
Many times.
And do you think boxing is beneficial when it comes to, anger issues?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think it goes kind of back to me growing up, man. I was kind of angry kid, and then when I started boxing, I was like, wow, you get to release it here.
Yeah.
You get to really feel it and let it out, And then especially the ones, I had a kid today. I messaged his mom. I told him he's gonna spar today. She was okay with it. Bought him a mouthpiece. He's sparring this and that. Kid gets a little angry at times, this and that, and they were bringing this up, man, that something about ADHD. I grew up having ADHD.
But they just didn't call it that, or did they?
No, they did.
Oh.
And I had to get prescribed to Ritalin and then Adderall later on. And what was crazy is I hated it. I hated taking the pills. I actually sold them. I'd sell them, buy weed, sell that, and then I just kept going like that. And I was like, no, like I'm going to smoke. Like I'm not going to take pills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't believe in all that. Like I don't take no pills or anything. And I just feel like there's better ways. Obviously now, like I don't smoke, but now I just train, I just let it out. I have my own ways of coping with things. And I was like, he's just a kid, he's what, 10, 11? Like he's just a kid. He's got hormones. He just needs to just box. He just needs to spar. He's going to realize like, oh, dang. And then actually that's going to make him better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you kind of break him a little bit, but then they're going to grow. You don't want to break them like too much. Right. You know what I mean? You don't want to force them to spar. But I said, hey, and he wanted to. He wanted to, If they don't want to spar that day, I say, okay, you know what? If you don't want to spar, that's fine. You know what I mean? Because that's not showing me quitting. That's just showing them, okay, this day is just one thing. If it continues to happen, which it doesn't, then that would be a problem. Mm-hmm. But they all have their day. But there's a way that you can talk to them and tell them, no, like it's okay to get in the ring. It's okay to get punched. As crazy as it sounds, it's okay because this is a controlled environment. Yeah. The ring, we call it controlled chaos, because that's what it is. Yeah. And they let it out, and man, those kids come out the ring, they might be crying, they might, whatever they go through. But with time, man, they start changing. They start really using their brain. They're really thinking,
Yeah. I know with my kids, with Caleb and Adric, they both didn't want to spar anymore. They're like, oh, we don't want to spar. Like, look, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're gonna have to go in there. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself a chance. You're gonna get hit. It's gonna hurt, but only for a little bit. And then you'll come out, and then you'll go back in, whatever, and then you'll kind of get the idea of what you got to do so you won't get hit. You know what I'm saying? So, right. And they kind of got it, and now they like it. They want to spar.
Oh, they love it.
Yeah,
they love it. And those two are
Yeah, bro. I really see the difference in their character and in the way they feel about themselves. So I gotta thank you for that, man. Yeah. It's straight up. It's really dope seeing my kids grow into that. I never had that. Like I wasn't able to box or even I wasn't given the opportunity, not because my dad didn't want to, but my mom, she was kind of like she was iffy about martial arts or even any type of fighting or sports. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't able to do that, but I still fought out in the streets and stuff and got my ass whooped and kicked ass, whatever. But so that's where I got my lessons from. But other than that, it's cool seeing my kids grow up in this environment, man. So appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, and that's another thing is this world's different. Yeah. This world's different from when you guys grew up. I grew up, and especially now we got social media and we got things over the phone and all that. And these kids, man, they're just distracted. they're just very distracted, and it's like, no, you got to come back to the real world.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You got to focus in and hone in on who you are.
Who would you say is kind of a harder to kind of teach? Is it the older groups? Like I'm talking about, like maybe 17 or 15 and higher, and then anyone younger, like Benny, or who do you enjoy kind of coaching and teaching more?
I enjoy teaching everyone.
Everyone.
I do.
Okay.
From 4, I got up to a lady that you've seen on my Instagram. She's 73.
Dang.
She's 73. Yeah, I met her at Boston, started in mitts, and just went from there. So I love teaching everyone. Okay. I really do. Where it becomes difficult, I'd say probably little kids getting their attention, working on like skill and all that, because they just want to punch stuff. They don't, they don't know no better, and that's not their fault.
Yeah.
When I look at them, I always tell them too, you guys are doing better than I was at your age. So, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are at least here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then with time, they start listening and they start getting better. So I think it's more of a game of patience and time.
Yeah.
Sometimes two parents want everything like a sprint, but boxing's a marathon. Life's a marathon. You know what I mean?
Right.
True, we don't know when our last days are, but you got to know that you got a certain amount of time. You got to work on things every day. You know what I mean? And that's how you develop, and that's how you get better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true, man. I every day, man. I don't want to get up to go to work, but hey, it's
gotta do it.
Yeah, bro. Because if you don't, we don't eat, man. And we don't, and my kids don't box.
So besides boxing, do you have anything that you like to do to like either release some stress or just, I don't know, decompress?
Lately, it's been my son.
Okay.
He got a bike, and he actually did a triathlon the other day.
Oh wow.
And I just go out, ride bikes with him. I have 2 dogs. I go take him out a walk with my daughter too. My wife, she's about 4 weeks.
Since she had the baby.
Okay. So she started walking with us. So in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks, she's gonna start working out again.
Oh, okay.
So I just say working out, just hanging out with the family, and then also thinking about how we can continue to grow and teach everybody on that. I'm super invested, man.
Yeah.
I'm just super invested, and that's all I ever think about. Damn. Sometimes I don't sleep because that's all I ever think about. Yeah.
Damn.
And another question that I have for advice in the sense of like, how does one come up with the vision? How did you come up with this vision? How did you know that this was your passion? What made you realize that?
It's a feeling. So the vision, I mean, it truly happened that day that I sparred. I went home, I started reading that book, because like the title says, think and grow rich. You have to think. So I guess starting to use your brain, and develop that, and saying like, this is where everything comes from. So I gotta keep this clear, and develop as much as I can. Also physically too, but a lot of it is just mental, You
gotta exercise that muscle.
Yep, and going through all that, and then you start succeeding, and then you start seeing like, oh, because I succeed, now I'm this, now I'm here, and then you just kind of it starts patterning up. It doesn't really add it, like I said, it just multiplies. And once you learn how to like multiply that, then
which was the numbers was 3,
6, 9.
3, 6, 9.
Yep. And then everything just changes, man. Because you got to think of it like this. We're the coaches at the gym, right? We're training someone, right? We're giving that to them. And then that in turn comes back for what is Diorum, the boxing gym, right? So it kind of works all out in a triangle. A lot of things work out in triangles.
Okay.
Like they work out in threes. So.
Right.
And then from there you start building that up.
And multiplies. I get it now. I kind of get it. I'm going to look into that. I think I've heard it, but I probably didn't pay attention like I should have.
There's a lot of things I didn't pay attention to.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older, I start thinking about them. Oh, I should start paying attention to this. I looked that up. Now I'm in tune. Now I'm understanding that. Okay, cool. Next thought. Okay, boom, this. And it starts building. So
yeah.
Well, when it came to when you started looking into the gym, like creating the gym, were you did you have somebody that was like, hey, you know, this is how you start, this is what you need to do, or were you just researching all of the starting a business, you know, the business plans and all that stuff?
So tell you what, my dad, he told me this. He engraved this in my head. He said, "Smart people learn from their mistakes and fix them." You know, obviously you learn from mistakes, fix them. But smarter people learn from other people's mistakes. So when I started working at Vasa, and I started kind of seeing everything, like how everything's ran and all that, I was always a student. Everyone thought, oh, you're just Milo, you know, trainer, this and that. But in my mind, I'm like, no, I'm a business owner. I own a gym, and I'm gonna own, like I like to say, the greatest gym in the world, you know. And so I was always like, no, I'm gonna build a gym that's great. And I started going to other gyms too, working out and stuff, kind of seeing a little bit. And I just started noticing how everything is ran from everyone, but I wanted to do it in my own style, right? So, like, at our gym, we run things a certain way, you know? And I feel like that's why we're really successful, because we don't do it like other gyms. A lot of people want to imitate this and that, but imitation is a form of flattery. And we're not here to imitate nobody. We're just here to just be us. So it all kind of just starts with just truly being myself and having my team and letting them have their own ideas and whatever they think is best, you know? Letting them like really think and really grow into what they can be, you know, which helps me because I'm surrounded by them. So hearing them, seeing their success, it kind of rubs off, you know, so
most definitely
rubs off of everybody.
Yeah, that's tight. Yeah.
No more questions?
No, go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, you interrupted me twice, and I'm offended, bro.
We'll fight when we get.
How soon can we get in there? You know, just as soon as we sign the thing.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday, we're gonna do it.
Is it that easy to get? Okay.
Just go on USA Boxing.
I'm gonna go right now after
Sign up for Dior Unboxing.
Okay.
Hey, I'd love to see it. Yeah, we have you guys the main event.
Oh,
you guys train a little bit. Hey,
it.
maybe we'll do this. When you guys train with me, when you guys train with my dad, and you guys spar.
All right.
Shit, I was just messing around, man. But
I wasn't messing around.
All right, I'm down. Let's do it then. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, you do this, I'm telling you, something's gonna come out of it. That's gonna be positive.
All right.
You guys might even get closer because you guys hit each other. You guys were, you
know what's
beating each
crazy?
other up a little bit.
Lately, I have been wanting to, like, you know what I'm saying, kind of not fight you, not beat your ass, or not like that, or at least think I could beat your ass, whatever. Because I don't want to say I will beat your ass or get my ass whooped. Anyways, but lately, you know, we've been aggressive with each other, like, you know. So I think
it's okay to let it out, but once you do let it out, I'm telling you, it's gonna form a bond.
Yeah.
It's gonna form something. It's not gonna be like you guys are gonna hate each other. No, you guys are brothers at the end of the day.
Yeah, not for
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Now, when I think the first time that his boys were sparring, I think they were sparring against each other, and he's like, "Bro, we should get in there." I'm like, "I'm down," but he got scared and he didn't ask you guys.
He don't sound scared now.
Nah, no, I'm just playing.
You tripping, my boy. You tripping. Hey, so real quickly, man, we're gonna switch it up real quick, and we're gonna play fire rapid questions, and we're gonna do something different with you. We're gonna start with you, Coach Milo. You're the first person that we're gonna actually time the fire rapid questions. Oof. And you want to ask the questions. Go ahead. You're gonna ask the questions, okay? And
why don't you ask them?
No, you ask them. Didn't you write them down the other day?
I did.
Yeah, see, that's why you guys need a spar right here.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. You don't have them?
Nah, I don't have them. I thought you had this right here.
No. Give me a second. You wrote them down. Damn it, where are they at, bro?
Well, what about this right here? What do you got right here?
Oh, that's other things that I wanted to. We'll talk about right now here in a second. But where's it at, bro? You wrote
I
this
love how
down.
you guys have journals and write things down. That's what's up. I do the same, man.
It's I like doing it, but I lose them. I just misplace them, so it's like.
Then you gotta get another one.
And
right back. Yeah.
There's a ton everywhere.
Man, I got them all over my house.
Do you?
I can't believe you lost the questions, bro.
I gotta write things down, man. I at times I put it in my phone because I forget, you know.
It's hard for me though, bro, to even like when it comes to the phone, I just can't do it.
There you go.
It's different on the phone.
Yeah.
You could ask them any of those questions and even come up with new ones. But you have to answer them as quick as possible.
How fast? I mean,
we're gonna
how
give
much
you
time?
we're gonna give you 15. Actually, let's do 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
And if he wins, what does he get?
If you win, you get to coach my kids.
Stupid.
Whose corner are I gonna be in next week?
Next week.
What do you
Wait,
like?
you choose. If you wait, no. Wait, why is he? What is he winning?
Because of the question.
No, he's gonna be the first one. So, if other people take longer to answer them, then he's gonna be remaining the winner. Does that make sense?
Okay. I see what you're saying. now.
Yeah. So next time someone else comes and we ask them the 5 rapid questions, they're gonna have to beat your time. So
But
we're gonna give you 20 seconds. So
But they're gonna hear this though. They're gonna get the advantage, or is it gonna be different questions?
different
Oh,
questions.
that's good.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Different questions.
Make them difficult.
Yeah, we will for sure.
Oh, next time? Okay.
Yeah, for
All
other
right,
people.
I was like, damn, right now. All right.
Hold on. We're gonna start the timer right.
Wait. All right, let's go.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Ketchup or fry sauce?
Ketchup,
East Coast or West Coast?
West Coast,
Lowrider or classic? Or lowrider or luxury?
lowrider,
Lowrider. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Stop right
Damn,
there. That's it.
That was 4, but yeah.
4 questions.
Yeah.
Okay, you suck.
Hey,
I feel he could have asked him a little quicker. Huh?
I did. Hey,
It's all
you
good.
didn't prepare me for the questions, bro.
You should have been prepared, bro. This is a podcast. You know what we're about.
You're right. I can't wait to get in the ring with you, bro. I can't wait.
Oh shit.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that, man.
Talking about East Coast and West Coast, Coach Milo, what type of music were you into back in the day? Growing up at 10 years old. Let's start there.
I love. I feel like this is like drink champs. You know when they do the slime hour?
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah. The quick time with slime.
That slime, man.
Those are the questions I thought you were gonna ask me.
About hip hop. Yeah.
Damn.
Hey,
Yeah.
tell him.
It's my fault, man.
No, all good. Growing up, man, Tupac. I love Tupac.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah,
That was like your to go to.
that was my to go. Yeah.
Okay.
And who are your top 5
Top 5
of hip hop artists,
of all time,
dead or alive?
dead or alive. I'd say Tupac, Ice Cube. I love Ice Cube. Growing up, listening to Ice Cube. Let me think. Man, there's a lot. Just a few years ago, I started really listening to Biggie. Biggie's very lyrical.
Yeah.
He's very lyrical. Like he comes up with stories and the way. So I got to throw Biggie in there.
Okay.
And then the new ones. When I was boxing at the time, I loved listening to Meek Mill. I think Meek Mill was probably like my primary, like when I was boxing.
Okay.
And then the last. Oh man, that's gonna be a toss up. Probably like. I like Kendrick, but I like Snoop Dogg too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kendrick. Okay, Kendrick and Snoop. You didn't say Drake, so I'm assuming with the battle, you're a Kendrick fan.
I honestly haven't been paying too much attention to that. Like I know everyone's talking about this and that, but like I said, like I don't consume myself with that kind of stuff. But what's crazy is we play a lot of Drake though in the gym because
It's more kid friendly.
yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I guess in that way.
Is
you
it?
know.
Kid- I mean, isn't?
I mean,
Kendrick-
there's some stuff.
There's some stuff,
He doesn't
yeah.
really cuss that much. I want to say. I mean, I don't know.
Who? Kendrick?
Drake.
Oh, Drake.
You know, well Kendrick doesn't either, but yeah, his songs are just a little different. You know.
I got you. Yeah, the melodies and stuff, they kind of make you move a little bit and they have more rhythm to it. So I get that. Okay. Any local artists that you listen to, that you've heard of?
No.
All good. We'll have to
Put you up on
put
game.
you on game on some of these artists because there's good artists out here, man. And
Yeah.
and that's kind of another reason why we kind of started this, just to get names out there. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
we'll-
I've been
we'll put you
listening to
on.
that podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a great thing maybe if you ever have an event, maybe get a DJ up in there and
Go get Dre.
Dre, there you go.
Yeah.
And then maybe even have an artist come through. You know, keep it kid friendly, of course.
Who'd be a good artist
There's a lot, man. I think.
to do that.
to do an event like maybe that they like boxing too? You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
want them to vibe to the environment too. You
Right.
know, yeah, they could be kid friendly. They don't always have to. It just depends, like parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like the parents that we have at our gym are cool. You know what I mean? We have all types, and everyone. I think everyone's
Like, would you have Too Short? You know how Too Short, he
too
just...
short. So Too Short, I was thinking, nah, Too Short, no. Too short, no.
Crazy.
No, it was funny because he performed, and he was performing or whatever at this party where kids were, all ages basically, and little kids were there. And he said, he's all like, "Hey man, I'm gonna perform my songs. I don't care. You guys know who I am. I'm Too Short." So he started singing all those songs. Yeah, dog.
That's crazy.
Oh, I like YG. I used to listen to YG a lot too when I was boxing, you know.
Okay.
But like I said, man, I've been married for almost 5 years now, you know, 3 kids later, and I don't know, I just kind of like mellowed out. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Okay.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. I don't really listen to music a lot, just when we're in the gym. Even when I'm working out, it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
But it's just old music.
So we had a kid ask a question to Coach Milo, and we're gonna go ahead and play it and just see if you could answer his question.
You want that you do.
Yeah, can you answer that question?
Do you ever get questions like
Do you
that?
ever get a question like that, Coach Milo?
All the time. All the time.
We're just joking around, man. Nah, man, but Coach Milo, man, we want to thank you so much for coming through. It's a pleasure, you know what I'm saying, hosting you and getting to know you, because it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I see you and your dad, you don't, it looks like a happy family, like you guys grew up, and you never know the backstory to what's going on behind the closed doors or whatever, right? And what all the challenges you had to face to where you're at now. And it's kind of cool because maybe someone else is going through that and they probably don't feel like they could come out, you know what I'm saying, or achieve greatness like you have. And your story is inspiring, man. So first of all, thank you so much for coming through, man. For real.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I know, definitely. We were talking, actually he wasn't talking, but like before our last podcast, I was like, man, I don't know what we're going to do with this podcast. I don't know if we're going to continue it. We don't know. Right. Yeah. And, but moments like this and, just, they inspire me, in all honesty. Like, you inspire me. Like, I'm trying to get a vision. I'm trying to see that. So that's why I kind of ask you questions like, okay, how does one, I have a vision. I see a vision, but it's like, it's not like really solid. You know what I'm saying?
2 brains are better than 1. So I think that's got to come between you guys. You know what I mean? If you guys, you guys both in this. You know, I know. Your cousin.
Yeah.
He's not here because the baby. Congrats to him. Yeah. And I think you have to think about yourself too, but you got to think of others that you want to grow with, and that's pretty cool that you can do it with your brother. You know, I never had brothers. I have a sister, and I still talk to my sister and all, but we're not really in on anything like that. She's actually a nurse. She's doing really well with what she's doing. Nice. But I think what you guys are doing is great. You know, this is amazing that you guys brought me out and you guys are sharing this. Like I said, I did my homework, and a lot of people you guys interviewed, I was pretty amazed. You know, one of them being Joe Bish. I was actually there yesterday at the boxing gym.
Oh, okay.
We went and took some of my kids that are gonna fight in July to go spar, and man, he's a good guy. So
doing good things.
Shout out to Joe Bish.
Yeah, that's cool. You guys interviewed him. So
yeah, definitely, man. We've had a few coaches. Our guy Rob Eastman, he's doing this thing as well. And yeah, bro, it's inspiring, bro. Like, it's inspiring to once again to listen to your story and know your background a little bit, and especially at least for me, because you're working with my kids and stuff, right? And his kids. Yeah. And I told you this before, like seeing their progress. It's amazing, bro. Especially that story with Benny. When they told me that, I was like, for real? Like, man, he really went home and he started like, and he did it.
Look, the other day, Caleb didn't have his best sparring, but he just kept working, and then, man, him, 2 other boys, those three, man, those three went at it. They worked perfect with everyone. They actually, the funny thing is they actually made each other cry. Like Caleb made one kid cry, that kid made the other kid cry, that kid made Caleb cry. But at the end, man, they were all talking and it was really good. And I was like, and everyone just left them. They were just sitting there talking. And I was like, wow.
Yeah,
Like that's what's gonna build these kids, you know.
Yeah.
Like knowing that like we can leave it in the ring and talk about how good everyone did and all that. That's what's gonna build them.
That's what's up, man. And,
So.
hey, like when you see fighters, when you see these kids fighting, like do you kind of foresee the level or the potential? I guess, yeah. Do you see the potential and like you're like, okay, that kid's gonna be good. That kid, he's gonna need to work on this. Do you see that? Is it something that you could already tell?
Yeah.
Okay.
I see potential in all the kids and anything that they do. So
Okay.
I can just tell by the way they box, the way that they spar, the way they carry themselves, what they're gonna do one day, you know.
And one thing that I also wanted to ask, and this is probably going to be the last question: how do you deal with like parents that kind of try to intervene or whatever, if they have ever tried to intervene, like on your coaching style?
That's a hard one. A lot of times, so when I boxed, man, I was really extroverted, and now I feel like I'm more introverted. You know, that's probably why you guys are like, well, who's Coach Milo, this and that, you know. And so I a lot of times I keep to myself. I try not to say much. There's few that I have to like let them know, like, hey, come on, you know, don't cross the boundary, this and that. Show some respect, you know, because at the end of the day, like, you guys are paying me. Like, no offense, I'm not paying you.
Yeah.
You know, in all due respect. And there have been a few that I kicked out. There was one parent that just crossed the line, and it was just too much. And we were actually outside the gym, and it almost seemed like we were gonna fight. Like that was like for real. Like, dang, this is gonna really happen, you know. And man, his kids, man, they were amazing, man. I still miss these kids to this day, but unfortunately, like that happened. And then what I heard is he actually tried to fight their other coaches in other sports. Oh, wow. So I think it was just more of him and just
a him issue, a personal issue.
Yeah, maybe just like insecurities or something like that. I don't really know too much, and
it is.
At this point, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, that okay, and that's crazy, man. Because sometimes I want, like, when I like, hey, do this, Kababi, and then I'm like, man, I need to shut up, man. I'm not the coach.
I try to tell Benny, like, hey, you know, at least pay attention. But then I'm like, hey, do this. I'm like, wait, never mind.
I'm not the coach.
I mean, I didn't grow up boxing, so I'm not really sure techniques.
No one se pasa, you know, or how you say it. Like, no one, no. That just happened like years ago, you know, ago, where we were actually in the garage. And at the time, you know, I was training these kids to fight, and they were really good. The girl, she was 4-0 at the time. And the son was really good too. He had a winning record. And I put a lot of time to these kids. At the time, I had 24 students. We were just in the garage. And then unfortunately, like I had 26, I'm sorry. And then I had kicked them out. And then, because I used to let the kids do 2 hours. But then I seen them getting drained, this and that. And I was like, no, you know what? We're going to put more time and effort, more work in the 1 hour. That way because the 2 hours was just a little too much for them at the time.
Right.
Now they do kind of start doing 2 hours, but we don't really, it's not like we would say, no, you can't, you know. But if they want to, sure. But at the same time, they know themselves.
Yeah.
And instead we start breaking workouts down, like work out in the morning, work out in the afternoon, work out at night. You know, you really don't need too much. You just need really good work at that one time, you know, and really develop skills and all that kind of things. And so I kicked them out, and then I said, nope, now everyone's gonna do the 1 hour. I kept that firm in the garage, and it worked out. And then I was like a little upset because I was like, you know, I lost like 2 of my really good kids, you know, and I seen a lot of potential in them, you know, and that was a hard moment to get through, you know. I just think, you know, my wife and everyone that helped me get through that moment. But the next month, man, we doubled. We had 48 students. And then that's when I was like, yeah, we need to get a gym. Because our street's getting full. So it sucked because it was a really big hit. You know, it was a really big hit, but at the same time, like, it wasn't that just the failure, you know. Once we had 48, it was like the success, like, shoot, like, what do I do now, you know? Because, like, we have to keep going, you know.
Definitely.
So that's the thing, man. I don't know. Sometimes I'm a little afraid of success, you know.
Yeah.
But that's dope, man.
tight.
That's a good fear, bro.
Yeah.
I know, because I know, like, no matter what I failed so many times that if it happens, like, I know I'll find a way. You know,
Yeah.
like there's a lot of people that can say, they can draw me anywhere and I'll make it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have that confidence. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. You know, but the thing is, like I said, when you start succeeding, man, you start getting, you know, to know more people and like-minded people. And then sometimes maybe the thing is that you don't know that you're good enough
Yeah.
when you start succeeding. And then everyone starts seeing, like, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe that's probably a big part of it. So
When it are you still taking new kids to the gym, like to sign up?
yeah, a few more kids.
A few more.
I have a hard time saying no. I'll be honest, because when the kids come in, man, I want to help them. I know they have a story.
Yeah.
I know their parents have a story, and I'm all about helping them. You know, I believe we're gonna put a limit,
Okay.
but at the same time, you know, we
It
might
depends.
squeeze a few more. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
we want the quality. You know, at the end of the day, we want the quality.
For
so,
sure.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there's any parents that are interested, what can they expect when they bring their kids to the Orm?
They can expect a great team, you know, a great team that's going to help them. It's not just me. I've come a long way, but I didn't come a long way by myself. It's a team. So whoever's there training them, they're going to do their best, man. They're going to give it their all. And what they can expect is they're going to see instant confidence
Nice.
in their kid. They're going to see an instant difference. And then right there, that's literally it.
Yeah.
And that from there, it's just going to go
Snowball
on.
effect and grow bigger
Multiply.
and bigger. That's
Yeah.
right. Multiply. That's right.
And
So-
I can attest to that. So yeah, for sure. Okay.
I appreciate it.
Okay. And then a question we love to ask here is, where's your favorite local spot to eat at?
Man, I really like Puerto Vallarta.
Okay.
It's down in West Jordan. Have you guys been to it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jordan Landing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Man, those oysters, the preparados.
They have them there?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I haven't tried it.
I need to go
Oh
try them.
my God, they're.
They're
They're
amazing.
good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We've been
Yeah.
going there after the fights because we're like B-dubs or you know what I mean, or
Yeah.
it's a little more pricier, but man, it's a good time. You know, it's after the fights. You know, so
Okay. That's what's up. Puerto Vallarta.
And do you have any shout outs?
shout outs. I want to first and foremost shout out my team at the Orem. You know, I want to shout out Coach Jade. She's been putting in work. She's our youngest coach there. She's 20. I've been training her since she was about 17, 18.
Oh, wow.
But I seen a potential in her, and I know that she's going to do something big with the women at the Orem. Because in 10 years, you know, she's going to be 30, and all that experience she's going to have, man, she's gonna do something special one day, you know. Shout out to, you know, Coach Andrew. That gave me a chance to work at his gym. And then now, you know, now he's with us, you know, but it's not in that kind of way. It's just like, you know, he's an amazing trainer. With a business, sometimes you don't want to worry about the overhead or the liabilities, and I'm okay with that.
Right.
But maybe others aren't. But as a trainer, he's one of the best, if not the best. And then Esteban, I think he's amazing too. I'm glad he's on the team, man. He's one of our guy. I got Janae, one of our newest trainers. She's 23. I think she's gonna do something really special as well with us. And then I would say, man, my mom, man, she holds the gym down. She's always greeting everybody. She's always taking care of everything, making sure everything's running smoothly. You know, she cleans that gym, man. She's always getting great compliments.
Wow.
That's a clean gym, man. I think that's why people love it. You know, they really love the gym, and obviously, man, I got to thank Coach Dad.
Yeah.
Man, without him, man, this would not be possible. I'm so glad that I found my best friend back, because we went through some hard times years ago, and I love the person who he is and the person that he made, and the examples that he's showing, not just to me, but others as well. And then I would say shout out to my kids, you know, my son, man, he was at the gym today. He's gonna start being there a lot more, you know, especially when he's 4, you know, he loves it. You know, my daughter, she was there. My newborn son, you know, he's a month old. And last but not least, I gotta shout out my queen, Alejandra. Yeah, without her, I don't know where I'd be. I think, well, when I met her when I was 23, that changed my whole life. I became a trainer and all that, but and my boxing was at the highest level too, man. But when I met her, man, the ideas that she installed in my mind and the confidence, when I'm with her, man, I really do feel like I'm the highest in the room, man. She just, I don't know, man. It's just different, And she's doing really well too. She's doing real estate. She's in her 3rd year and she's done better than her last 2 years. Wow. I think the Milo effect rubbed off. She really wants to do really well in what she does, and she loves what she does, So
that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man. Well, man, once again, before we let you go, we ask for your handles, your Instagram handles, if you have a website, where can people find you?
On Instagram and Facebook, Dior Unboxing, DEORUM.
Like the shirt.
Like this shirt.
There you go.
And you're wearing the shirt too. Right the T.
Right here. Yeah. Awesome. You don't have a website yet? Are you working on that?
We are working on a website.
Okay.
But at the moment, we're just IG and Facebook, and really it's been word of mouth. Yeah. A lot of it's been word of mouth, and I love the word of mouth because I know if I really like somebody and they're gonna bring somebody, I'm gonna like them as well, and that's how it's been. There's no bad apples at our gym. I love everybody we train, man. Everybody we train. So it's a vibe there.
It is.
Just you guys gotta come down and check it out.
Most definitely. I would definitely recommend at least come and check it out. You'll love the environment. Bring your kids and they'll see it and they'll probably love it as well, man. Yeah. So one more question. I'm sorry. I know I said it.
It's been like 10 minutes.
I know.
We're just gonna start the whole podcast all over. Out of all these, who are your top 3 fighters? All right. I'm going to start with Canelo, Triple G, Gervonta Davis, Ryan, Haney, Cesar Chavez, or Salvador Sanchez?
Oof. Well, you got to go with Cesar Chavez. I think that's, out of that list, yeah.
Okay.
I watched Salvador Sanchez. I've seen a lot of him, but I don't know him like too much on the level. Plus, he did pass away at a very young age. Unfortunately, he was 22. So I think what he did at the time though was greatness. But he had a lot more to prove. So it's just really hard. I think I'd say Julio Chavez. And then I say Canelo, man. Canelo's been taking risks, this and that. I do feel he needs to fight Benavidez. Yeah. He needs to take that fight to cement his legacy. And honestly, I think he will beat Benavidez. I think a lot of people are just, Benavidez is a good fighter. I'm not taking nothing from him. But Canelo kind of reminds me of like a Mayweather,
Yeah.
I think he's like waiting for that big money fight, and it's going to happen. They're going to fight, Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's a very, very close fight. It's a very, very close fight. Yeah. But I think that Canelo's got what it takes to pull it off, and become one of the greatest Mexican boxers, if not the greatest. And then I believe Gervonta Davis is on his way. Yeah. He's nice. He's so skilled.
Do you think that Ryan Garcia was ready for that fight or when he fought Gervonta Davis? Because I think he wasn't.
I don't think he'll beat him.
Okay.
I don't think he beats Gervonta. I don't think he beats Gervonta Davis. And it's nothing against Ryan Garcia. I think he's a great fighter too. I think a lot of people I think he kind of lost the value when he fought Gervonta. Yeah. But then he gained it when he fought Haney. But he's not like that kind of level fighter. And that's no offense. He did do a lot of great things. But I think that there comes levels to this, and I think Gervonta Davis is the man at that weight. So I take Gervonta.
Whenever you watch these fights, do you ever scream at the TV, "Hey, hit him with the left, hit him with the right"?
I do that more when my kids fight. Okay. I love watching boxing. I do.
Yeah.
But man, something about when your kids fight, that's the real championship right there. That's building these guys up. And respect to all the fighters, and all that. But I don't know, man. My fighters it's just more entertaining, So
got you. Well, Coach, man,
that's it.
That's it. Okay, I'm done.
Hey, man. Well, thank you for coming to hang out with us, bro. We appreciate it. Thank you for teaching our kids. You know, I mean, man, we can tell from the first day to now, there's a huge difference. So thank you.
Very much so.
And thank you to the listeners for, tuning in. If you haven't yet, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on Instagram, Facebook. You got TikTok? You got TikTok?
Yeah, I got TikTok now.
TikTok.
Yeah.
So, go like.